HBCU Overdrive is proudly sponsored by WeWorkForEverything.org. At WeWorkForEverything.org, this is for those who are trying to build for a dream with their latest hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and accessories and more. You can have it all here at a reasonable price. Black owned and operated out of the great state of New York. Like I said, get suited and booted. Check it out at WeWorkForEverything.org. Peace. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? This your boy Doc Holiday. We are back with another HBC Saturday night. This is the Postgame show brought to you by HBCU Overdrive. Our sponsors brought to you by our sponsor, WeWorkForEverything.org. Go out there to WeWorkForEverything.org to get your merch, to get all your hoodies, shirts, jackets, whatever they got selling. Go ahead and cop it for this coming up winter. Make sure you hit up www.weworkforeverything.org. Peace. Anyway, man, this is, like I said, HBCU Overdrive, the HBCU Saturday night post-game show. I'm your boy, Doc Holiday. I am the voice of HBCU culture. If you haven't done it by now, make sure that you like this stream. Make sure you comment, share with your people. Most of all, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell right now to get everything HBCU Overdrive. And as always, you know how we do it on every show. Just let you know how you can actually go ahead and make sure that you can be a part of the whole family. Make sure that you become a subscriber on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. We got a lot of things going on for the channel. We're trying to get up to 2,000 subscribers right now. Also, you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at HBCU_Overdrive. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HBCU_Overdrive. Also, if you want to become an exclusive family member of the channel, all you have to do, if you're in the chat right now, just jump out the chat, hit the join button. We have 2 tiers right now, Overdrive Purple and Overdrive Blue. All you have to do, just choose one. Everything goes back towards the channel. Like I said, goes back towards the channel, goes towards travel expense, goes towards any type of equipment that we need for the channel, goes towards initiatives that we bring up for the channel. Also, if you want to go ahead and donate to the channel, there, you can donate 2 ways. You can donate on Cash App at $HBCU Overdrive, or you can put your money in the super chat. Either way, like I said, all proceeds goes towards the channel, goes towards travel, goes towards equipment, goes towards any initiative that we have going on right now. And last but not least, if you got a birthday right now in the month of September, let me know when your birthday is. Shout you out. Make sure that you are greatly appreciated on your special day. But right now, look, we we are here, and I'm just gonna let you know. What we saw on the TV tonight was a tale of 2 sides. And I can't say a tale of 2 halves, but a tale of 2 sides. let's see who we got up in here tonight. I already know we got Mr. Campbell up in here. My boy, my guy, brother Bakari is up in here. Peace and blessings to you, my brother. We got my guy IP Freely in here. Big Dog G. Make sure we guard the yard. Craig Hall is in the building as always. What's up to my bro? Third Ward Tiger up in this thing right here. Let's see who else we got up in here. My boy Peasy. Tell him, like the stream. My boy Peasy. K Lofton, what's going on with you, man? What's going on with you? My big little bro, Antonio Lauderdale is up in this thing right here. Chris Duke's up in here. Miss Shonda, how you doing? The tale of the haves and the have-nots. That's what it is. I'm glad that you brought that out. I'm glad that you thought it like that way right there. The tale of the haves and the have-nots. So everybody's going to butcher us on other shows on social media, but I don't care. I'm gonna say it just like this: if your team play a FBS team today and you did not score more than 7 points, please have several seats. Again, let me repeat myself. I don't like repeating myself, but let me repeat myself. If your team did not score more than 7 points in your game against an FBS opponent, have several seats. Just gonna let you know that. I'm just gonna let you know that. Make sure if you trying to find a seat, make sure you have several of them seats. Sit your ass down somewhere. Kick your feet up. Because I'm gonna say it just like this. Tonight's showing was a bad example of what we saw against FBS competition. It started off on Thursday, okay, with Bethune-Cookman taking on Miami again for the second year in a row with a 41-point loss this time against the Hurricanes. Now, then it continues up on Saturday today. I would say this. Certain games that I saw today in the SWAC were competitive. Then there were games that I saw that was downright awful. What you just saw on that screen just probably about 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago was a tale of two programs, two head coaches, and two styles of offense that each team plays. That's what you saw tonight. And at the end of the day, if you play an FBS opponent and you did not score more than 7 points in this game, sit your ass down somewhere. Man, let's go back and recap everything what we saw from the MEAC and the SWAC, y'all. On the MEAC side, look, Norfolk State played Temple. Hey, they scored 9 points in this game. They lost the game 41-9. Hey, at least they scored 9 points in this game. The game was kind of interesting, but at the end, Temple was running up and down the damn field. The Spartans couldn't stop this offense, and basically they gave up the booty. You know, they gave up the booty, and They couldn't recover. Second game on this list right here is the Battle of the Real HU. And I guess Hampton said that F y'all, we're the real HU. For the second year in the row, Howard comes out with a lead and gives up the booty to Hampton again. 35-34. Hampton was down 13 points in this game with at least 10 minutes left in the game. And Howard gave up the booty. Howard gave up the booty to Hampton. And I got some questions about the coaching for Howard. Because this is the second time I picked Howard and against Hampton. And they basically let me down again. And I'm going to just say it like this. I'm not going to trust Howard until they actually play a complete game. They did not play a complete game tonight. We got Richmond, who basically was upset by Morgan State early in the season. They defeat Delaware State 38-6. So Delaware State has several seats with your non-offensive ass. Now, the only game that on this slate that was even competitive was Towson versus Morgan, even though Towson did take a 10-point victory over Morgan State 20-10. Morgan State never quit in that game. I'm going to say it just like this. Morgan State never quit in that game. Their issue is they have no quarterback. They have no quarterback. Point blank. They have no quarterback. They get a quarterback. I promise you, is it with that defense that they have, it's going to be a nightmare for everybody else in the MEAC. And now, for the game where it featured the reigning, defending, undisputed HBCU national champs, North Carolina Central, they take their happy ass out to the West Coast to play UCLA in Pasadena and got their ass waxed by 52 points. The score was 59-7. Like I said, your ass did not score more than 7 points in the game against the FBS opponent. Sit your happy ass down somewhere. So I'm gonna say it just like that. Now let's go into the SWAC. We're gonna go into the SWAC. Let me see what happened in the SWAC, y'all. What happened in the SWAC? Okay, like I said, the game SWAC started out on Thursday, 41-point loss to Miami for Bethune-Cookman. We already knew what was gonna happen with them. It's the Hurricanes. Doesn't matter. Grambling taking on Florida Memorial, winning the game by 36, 58-22. In this game, I feel like Grambling should have blown them off the water. They should not have. Flomo should not have scored not 9 points in this damn game. Flomo should not have scored not 9 points in this game. But they gave up 22, y'all, to a D2 school. I'm just telling you what it is. In fact, I don't even think it's a D2 school. I think that's an NAIA school. Now, correct me if I'm wrong about that. Second on the list, Pine Bluff had the lead, let Miles come back close to down by 1. Pine Bluff takes care of business against Miles College, 21-20. Let's see what else happened. Then we got Alabama A&M going down to Baton Rouge to play Southern. You already know Coach Manning got featured on SportsCenter barking like a god dang on dog. Well, he should have had his damn dogs down there because they sure was playing like some damn puppies against the Jaguars. and that mustard yellow suit that they had on today. I'm gonna say it just like that. Alabama A&M, sit your ass down somewhere. Delta State takes on Mississippi Valley in the Delta Classic. Of course, this is a D2 power from Delta State. Valley is still trying to find their way offensively and defensively. Delta State beats Valley 35-7. What can I say? I can't say this makes the SWAC look bad. No, it just makes Valley look bad. All right. Hold on. Let me. All right. Let me get prepared right now. All right. Alcorn playing McNeek State. Both teams are anemic offensively, but I guess Alcorn came with got back to the house and said, "Hey, we got to find an offense." Okay, I'm gonna just be honest with you. Like I said, Tyler Macon ain't your quarterback. It's Aaron Allen. Tyler Macon ain't your quarterback. Make sure you just feed Jarvion Howard the ball by 20, 25 times a game. Let him get at least 125 to 130 yards rushing, and you win the game. That's all you need, okay? Score on this game was 17-3. It could have been more, but I don't know what the hell Alcorn is doing down there in the reservation. Now, let's get to these games that was played by we play FBS teams. Rice takes on Texas Southern in the Battle of Houston again. Rice defeats Texas Southern 59-7. Texas Southern, your ass scored only 7 points in this game, have several seats at the kids' table. Sit your ass down somewhere. Prairie View Gold came up to Dallas today to take on Southern Methodist at Gerald J. Ford Stadium. I don't know what was going on with Prairie View. They looked like the girl that got pushed to oblivion about a couple of weeks ago when I was in that video that went viral. That game, the score of this game was 69-0. Prairie View, you don't get no dinner tonight. You just take your hungry ass to bed right now. Sit your ass down somewhere. And Jackson State takes on Texas State. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this game right here. All right. Game started out real fast for both teams. We traded blows in the first quarter. Now we were down. We were only down by a touchdown within the first quarter. After the second quarter, when the second quarter came, basically Texas State said, "F y'all Negroes, we about to blow the doors off on y'all." Now, I'm gonna tell you what I saw in this game. I saw a lot of holding because why? They fat ass offensive line can't hold. They can't hold water. What up, KD? They can't hold water. Them fat bastards couldn't hold the damn ham sandwich if it fell in their damn hand. I seen a lot of holding calls. I seen a face mask. I seen horse collar. I seen a lot of stuff. I seen defensive pass interference on their part. I seen defensive holding on their part. I seen a lot of calls that did not get called in this game. And basically, these refs were serving up a home cooked meal for Texas State and these funky ass Bobcats. Now, what I will say about my squad, about my Jackson State squad, was why our ass did not quit. I promise you, we did not quit. TC ain't gonna have no quitters on this team because if you want to quit on this team right there, the damn door is somewhere. It is right there by your. It's right next to you, right, left, whatever, front of you, back of you, doesn't matter. We don't have quitters on our team. That's the reason why you saw that we put up 34 points against an FBS team. And basically, Texas State was out there trying to embarrass us. Them dogs was trying to put 80 on us tonight. Them dogs was trying to put 80 on us tonight. Can I say some of this stuff was self-inflicted on us? Yeah, but in the other word, in any other time, we could say yes, it was self-inflicted. But other than that, them dudes had the refs in their back pockets. GJ Kinney is a good ass coach. That's the reason why they got his ass from Incarnate Word. I'm saying it just like that. That's the reason why they got it from Incarnate Word, and that's the reason why part of his team from Incarnate Word traveled they funky ass up I-35 to San Marcos to play for Texas State. The game was the game was chippy in the first quarter. It was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of pushing and shoving. I mean, you could have called penalties on both teams, and the refs should have settled that stuff down. But no, they funky ass want to go ahead and keep the game like it was. The game, once the game started getting out of hand, they swallowed their damn whistle. Now, on the offensive end, I'm gonna say it just like this. On the offensive end, that was a good decision by TC to take Jason Brown out in the middle of the third quarter. Why? Because we don't need to have him hurt. We gotta have him ready for the Bethune-Cookman game next week. Now, y'all gotta remember, we've been on the road for 4 straight weeks to start this season. We've been on the road for 4 straight weeks to start this season. And we don't need our starting quarterback to get hurt. We did not open that playbook up for this game right here. We pretty much kept it conservative. I would have opened that down. I would have opened that bitch up to page 258. Our first bye week pizza is September the 30th. That's when our first bye week is. So we don't play 5 straight weeks of football. We played 5 straight weeks of football, y'all, with no bye week. We need the rest. We need all the rest that we can get up in here. Hold on, y'all, because it's getting hot on my side right here. All right, man. I'm gonna say look at this stat sheet for Jackson State. Jason Brown was 16 to 26, 209. He threw his first interception in this game, which I feel like it wasn't. I think it wasn't an interception because I think it was defensive holding on that play. Zy McDonald came in. He was 7 to 10 for 73 yards. He threw 2 touchdown passes. Now, running the ball, we were pretty much good at running the ball tonight, especially in the first quarter of the game. Ahmad Miller, a freshman, almost at 100 yards in this game. He was 13 carries for 98 yards. This man averaged 7.5 yards per carry, y'all. This kid, young man, averaged 7.5 yards per carry. Herb Mulligan was 12 carries for 44 yards, but he also had 2 touchdowns. Zy McDonald, five carries for 2 yards, but most of that, some of that yardage came off because he was sacked a couple of times. Moultrie didn't really get in the game, but he had 2 carries for a -5 yards, and Jason Brown was 6 carries for a -20 yards and 1 touchdown. Remember, he was sacked a couple of times in this game also. Kobe Paul led the team in receiving yards with 54 yards on 2 receptions. You got Duke Miller that went out there and tried to ball out 44 yards on 2 receptions. Fabian McCray, 42 yards on 3 receptions. Hayden Hagler, 39 yards on 2 receptions and a touchdown. Isaiah Spencer, 27 yards on 3 receptions and a touchdown also. Rico Powers pretty much got shut down in this game. He only had 19 yards receiving on 2 catches. Seven McGee really didn't get too much in this game, but he had a 17-yard completion. Ahmad Miller with 9 yards off 2 receptions. Like as a team, we passed for 282 yards. As total offense was 400 yards total offense with 5 touchdowns. Now, Tim Stewart was the defensive player for me for Jackson State. He had 10 total tackles, and an interception, 5 solo. Isaac Peppers with another 9 tackles and six solo tackles for himself. It says Guthrie had 8 himself. Solomon Rogers with 6. Javarian Jenkins with 5. Huggins with 4. Like, our defense, it was steady, but I'm gonna tell you what the difference was with deal was with our defense. That offensive scheme for Texas State put us in awkward situations, put us in awkward positions. That is what happened with Texas State, y'all. I mean, with Jackson State defense. As far as the stats for Texas State, TJ Finley was 17 of 21, 251 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also had 2 touchdowns rushing in this game, 20 yards rushing in the game. Malik Hornsby was 2 of 4 for 34 yards and 1 interception, but he also had 133 yards rushing in this game. This man was the leading rusher. The backup quarterback was the leading rusher for this team right here. Overall, this team had 684 yards total. 8 rushing touchdowns. I think that's the most Jackson State has given up in history. They was gashing us up the middle. I'm gonna tell you, like, for real, we got out schemed in this game. Their scheme, like, they don't have fast players. They don't really have a lot of fast players. So you got to scheme them. You got to scheme to get your players in position to get open and stuff. We got out schemed in this game. That's how GJ Kenny called the game. He schemes it up so people can make the opportunity. Now, what I would say about our defensive coordinator, I did like. There's a few things that I liked about what he did tonight. Because we were going up against a massive offensive line, we went from that 3-man front to a 4-man front. Now, what happened with that is the linebackers could not flow through the gaps. The linebackers couldn't flow through the gaps. They couldn't flow. They couldn't. There was no type of flow to at least bring some sort of pressure to the quarterback. Defensive backfield. I think defensive backfield, we've held our own. Because we only gave up 275 yards in the air, which is, I mean, it might be a lot, but just think about what was going on. We got killed this game. We got killed by them running the ball. These dudes almost had 400 yards rushing on us and with 8 touchdowns. I would say that, William, Mr. Carr, I would say that our linebackers and I safety got destroyed tonight. What I would see for the next game when we play Bethune-Cookman, I would stay with the 4-man front, but I would have to switch out the linebackers. Now, you got to remember, too, one of our linebackers didn't play for 2 quarters, and that was Javarian Jenkins. Remember, he got kicked out the game last week against Southern for targeting. So he had to sit out the first 2 quarters. He didn't get into the game to the 3rd quarter. So we had to adjust our game plan for that. What I saw from Texas State, their offensive line, when it comes to run blocking, because they're big, they can run block. I give them that. I give them that stat right there. They can run block. When it comes to pass blocking, they are ass pass blocking. We was getting the pass rush, and I seen one side Antonio Doyle getting held up like a rag doll. I seen on the other side Philip Webb tackling with Goliath. He needed a slingshot. And what I thought we should have did in the second half at halftime was to adjust the defense. We did not adjust that damn defense. We didn't bring no type of pressure from our linebackers. We could have brought some pressure from our safeties. We brought no type of pressure whatsoever. And in a sense, because we didn't bring no pressure, our DBs was getting killed. They wasn't throwing the ball deep. Them dudes were taking intermediate passes, dump off passes from the backfield to get their yards. Our defense played poorly tonight. Our defense played poorly tonight. That is on the defensive coordinator. It was, yes, Miss Shonda, it was very uncharacteristic for our defense to go out there and get 77 put on them. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. Our defense played like garbage today. Our offense was out there battling against that defensive line for Texas State, which really is not a great defensive line. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not a great defensive line. But you gotta have that want and that aggressiveness and that I'm about to go out there and whoop this dude's ass every play on defense. I got a bad knee and my big ass can go out there and try to play defense. Put me on the line. I don't care. Our defense played. Our defense played horrible tonight. And because our defense played horrible, we got 77 put on us. But like I said, I did see some bright spots in this game for our team that we could take and we could it, utilize for the next game. Now, RB2, I don't think it's Desmond Moultrie. And when JD Martin come back, I don't think it's JD Martin. RB2 is Ahmad Miller. RB1 is, of course, Irv Mulligan. That's what I say. Uh no major injuries in this game. I know Jency went out for a little bit. He got the wind knocked out of him on that play. Um, but no major injuries in this game right here. We came out. I think we came out scot free, but we won't know until we get the full injury report on Monday from TC. Somebody getting out coached right now that I'm watching on TV. His name started with a C and ends with a P. Miss Shonda, we will learn from this game, and I think we will be better for it. So now we go into conference play. Hey, I'm gonna say it just like this. I'm gonna keep it a being with everybody right now. I'm gonna keep it a being with everybody. Remember, a lot of pundits had us dead to rights and said we were gonna be 0-4 in the first 4 games of the season. Some said we were gonna be 1-3. What to do, man? What to do?
It was good, bro.
Hey, I'm good, man. So what you tell me what you think about the game, man? What you thought about the game?
Man, look, it makes sense now why the dude that went to Texas A&M, he left after the spring practice because he probably saw the defense, what it was gonna look like.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense now to me why people that chose to stay on the defense left after spring or under the transfer portal in spring because the defense sucks, bro. Like I don't know, Jeff Weeks was here. You could have made him the D coordinator, and made this guy the defensive line coordinator or something. Because they all chose to stay, but they left. Just think about it.
It's a thought right there. I'll give it to you right there. But I'm gonna say it like this: what are some bright spots that you saw in this game that you think we could take into next week for against Bethune?
Uh, honestly, on offense, that's it. Pretty much on offense. I don't know why they took Jason out of the game, but on offense, pretty much.
I think he took him out of the game because the game was getting out of hand, and we just need to have him for the conference schedule.
And when they're doing the tempo offense and they score a touchdown, they're trying to get away from it because that was really like keeping Jackson State in the game. And then they go away from stuff that keeps them in the game. And they gotta play man to man on corner, man, on defense, because that's what K5 is good at, man. When you play a man up.
All right. What's going on, brother Picard? What's happening?
What's going on, Doc?
What's going on, man?
What's up, everybody in the chat? Look, the guy he said
give
he
me your
understand why people
give me your good points and your bad points about the game.
I'm ready. I'm ready to give it to you now. First, I
All
want to
right.
say when the guy who just came up here said it makes sense to him for the players to leave because they saw what the defense gonna look like. That made no sense to me, but that's just me. But anyway, the offense looked good. I don't see why people is beating up Jason Brown about this game. Jason Brown played good.
He
The
did.
offense, our defense, and our special team. The tackling was piss poor, and there were no adjustments made at all on defense. The definition of insanity, they say, is doing the same thing over and expecting a different result.
Right.
Our defense kept doing the same thing over and was expecting something different to happen. We kept doing the same thing on defense. They kept doing the same thing on offense. Man, it was embarrassing. I'm sitting here, I'm like, damn. When we got back in the game, and then when we have to kick the ball off to them, even if we're in our lanes, the tackling looked horrible. And I know you was talking about them holding and doing that. Yes, they got away with a lot of pass interference, but that ain't what caused us to lose, man. We have to have the ability to make adjustments in a game. When we cut that lead 28-20, go look and see their defense made adjustments.
Yes, they did.
Our defense, we still haven't made an adjustments. We still you can't be so stubborn and arrogant where you feel this is what gonna work when it's not working. You have to have a plan A through Z. And you can't wait to try to implement plan B. Once they scored and the score was 28-20, or once the score was 14-7, 21-7, okay, it's time to make adjustments. It's time to do something different. Maybe we need to blitz the quarterback. Maybe we need to do something. Maybe we need to get from the 3-down lineman and have 4. Maybe we need to do something. Put some of our big men. I don't know, but we needed to make adjustments, and there were no adjustments made on defense. And as far as special team, man, just kick the ball out of bounds when you're getting ready to kick it off. The people can't tackle. The people cannot tackle. The players today, they could not tackle. And this, even in the Florida, in the FAMU game, if you go back and watch, on a lot of those runs, the players was there. They were in their lane, had broke down properly. They can't tackle. It's like they need a drill. It's like they need to go back to high school, some of them, and have tackling drills. Yes, that's what we need. Because there were times tonight, one guy, and the guy put it in the chat, and I remember I saw the running back break 5 tackles on one run. On one long one where he ran for a touchdown. I'm like, damn. And it was 3rd down. Like, damn, if he didn't get a touchdown.
I think it was the first one they scored was we missed by 4 tackles because of the simple fact that it was the second play of the game, y'all. Just think about that. It was the second play of the game.
Hey, Doug.
What's going on?
Hey, check this. I was watching an interview by the safety. I forgot his name. He said they practice and pass twice a week.
It is. I mean, it's football. It's football. It is what it is.
But you got to practice more than twice a week when pass though on defense. He played defense.
But in a sense, like you still got to worry about the safety of your players too. So, but it is. I mean, some stuff that TC is doing, he's continuing what Prime was doing when Prime was there. So he's taking some of the stuff that he learned from Prime, and he's basically he's bringing in his own stuff also. So I mean, it is what it is. I'm just saying like this: football is football. Football is football. You know what I'm saying? Your ass got to go out there and make sure you tackle the player. You got to make sure you go out there and score more points than your opponent. And basically, them dudes went out there and tried to destroy us out there on that football field. They felt like shit. We was bad about them.
And I'm gonna tell you something else I noticed. It's not just Jackson State. It's every HBCU I've seen play in FBS. Don't care which school it is. Today, when I was talking about Norfolk State, if you watch Norfolk State, they played like the 8. They played like they was in 1980. They were playing not to get blown out. Jackson State defense seemed intimidated. They didn't play with confidence like they could stop. It's almost as if when an HBCU get on the field with an FBS, we let the letters FBS intimidate you. You're supposed to have the same, don't care who you're playing. You're supposed to go in the game with the same confidence. The confidence they're going to have when they play Bethune-Cookman, they're supposed to have that confidence when they play Texas State. And it seemed like and I even heard some fans during the week when they were talking about the game, they didn't speak. The fans didn't even speak confident. And I'm not saying the fans have nothing to do, but you have to have confidence when you go on the field. You have to believe you can win. Or if you don't believe you can win, shit, do like Norfolk State. Don't snap the ball before 2 seconds on the clock and run up the middle on 1st down and 2nd down to slow the game down to keep them getting blown out. But I would say Jackson State offense was good, but the defense did to me, it doesn't seem as if they had the same. They didn't have the same confidence as Jackson State's offense. That's my take on it.
Okay. Now I'm gonna say this. I mean, like I said, it's a lot of it was a lot of things I saw in this game. Man, look, them dudes couldn't hold water to save their damn life. I'm gonna just say, it Blue. I know Blue in here. He a former offensive lineman. Like them dudes couldn't hold water. Like we was trying to get a pass rush going, and I seen Webb and Doyle get him um that the middle of the field, like we couldn't get no pressure up the middle of the field against with uh Tyus Martin and Devontae Davis. So it made our linebackers it just made our linebackers look out of place, and we couldn't get no pressure. Like TJ Finley ain't gonna run the ball. I mean, he's 255 pounds, 6'7", but he's not going to run the ball. That dude is going to pick you apart in the pocket every chance that he gets. If he got to run the ball, he's gonna run it, but he's not the type that's gonna take off and run it. Now Malik Hornsby, the dude that came in the second half, that dude is a straight up runner. He can pass it, but he's a straight up runner. We already know what he got. And then they try to pour salt in the wound with try to put PJ Hatter ass up in the down game and just rub it in, just rub it in our face, This game right here was we started out great in the first quarter, and then from the second to the fourth quarter, we played like trash on defense. I'm just gonna say it just like that. Second through the fourth quarter, we played like hot garbage on defense. Offense try to keep us in the game. They try to make the score respectable for this game, but the defense gotta help. You gotta help out that offense. And I know the reason in the offense, you kind of got to help the defense out because you got to go out there and try to get long drives. You got to go out there and try to sustain. You got to get like 8, 10, 12 play drives. Keep that defense off the field so they can make sure they can get the adjustments that they need. But if you're gonna go out there and stink the joint up and expect the offense to bail your ass out, offense gonna get real pissed off at you. They're gonna be mad and be like, hey, we can't do this shit by ourselves.
You got to blame the coaches though, man. Ain't saying no blitz, no nothing.
And I feel you, Jeremiah. I mean, I feel like they got intimidated when they heard FBS. It kind of like what you saw with today with North Carolina Central. They seen what was on the side of the helmet, UCLA, or with uh 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 Prairie View. They seen on the front, even though it's SMU, they see the front plate Dallas, and then they see on the side of the helmet that Mustang. Or with Rice, they see that Gothic R on the side of the helmet. Like, sometimes you just gotta block. To me as a player, you gotta block that shit out. You gotta block it out. I'm just saying, look, you know what I'm saying? I understand Blue. Yes, I ain't saying just my favorite team. I'm just saying for a lot of teams out there, it's a lot of people that can't, for the offensive line, they if they big and slow shit, they gonna hold you. Like I said, they gonna hold water. They can't hold water. Now, I'm gonna say it just like this: if Jeff Weeks was still here even if he wasn't the defensive coordinator, if he was the D-line coach, he would have coached that D-line up better than what it is now.
Nah, he left because they made him a special team coach. That's why he left.
Our kicking is horrendous. And when I'm saying horrendous, it's pretty much going back to what we had in spring 2021. Like our field goal kicking is terrible. Uh, our extra point team, as just basically a place kicker, is terrible. Our punter, even though he's shit, I don't care about anything. Matt Noel can boot the damn ball. He once he booted his first punt, and Texas State got in great field position with that punt return, you start seeing more rugby style kicking, because he didn't, he out punts the kick, the coverage. So the dude, they get down there and shoot, you see open lanes. But then again, like you said, they can't tackle.
Hey, you know what, Doc? One thing, this is what I say. I've heard a lot of people say outkick the coverage. Just go back and watch a lot of times the coverage is not outkick. Man, they get down there and break down. They just miss a lot of tackles
yes, they do.
on special teams. And the kicker seems to get the blame. But it's not always the kicker, man. We got to every time. So my thing was like, damn, man, when you start to kick it out of bounds, I would rather give it to them at the 35-yard line than let them run the ball back to the 50, because it's getting up, because it's sad. It's sad the way the special teams look. It's sad the way we played all night the same way and did not make any adjustments.
Right.
And did not make any adjustments on defense. No adjustments. No adjustments. You just kept doing the same damn thing. So when people say it's coaching, the coordinator, or whatever, whoever it is, some adjustments should have been made. And we didn't make adjustments. I can't even say we didn't make the proper adjustments, because we didn't make none. But I will say this, we still fought. They played hard. The offense was not intimidated, but the defense was intimidated. And I really think when we start talking about, and I'm just being honest, next year, whenever we have another FBS school,
it's next year
on the schedule.
It's next year.
We need to, the fans and everybody need to stop worrying about, it's an FBS. No, man, you have to look at them just as another team on your schedule. If you look at somebody and the first thing come out your mouth is, this one right here gonna be hard for us to beat, you're already defeated mentally.
Right.
You can't beat nobody physically if you're already defeated mentally. If you have no confidence in yourself, it don't take much for the other team to just go ahead and take the little bit you might have in you away. And so what I'm saying is, even as a fan, even as people on YouTube, on social media, when you go to talking about these things and the players listen, we can't always say, see, this one gonna be so hard for us right here. No, man, you just got to, they wouldn't play in the University of Texas. They were playing Texas State. They beat Baylor. Okay. Did anybody watch everybody who say they beat Baylor, did anybody watch the Baylor game? But just like it's in the fans' head, it's in the players' head. That, they beat Baylor. They gonna be so hard to beat. So we gonna have to change that narrative. As a people, we gonna have to change that narrative. This is gonna be real hard for us to do right here. It's a defeated mentality, and it is something that we're gonna have to push out of our psyche. Where who you say it's next year? Who they playing next year?
Oh, we got Louisiana Monroe again next year.
So they got to push out of their head Louisiana Monroe is Sunbelt, and as soon as the last game over, and people don't nobody they're FBS. Should nobody even mention? It's just another game. It have to be another game on the schedule. Yes, some teams are better than others, but you still got to look at them at, ooh, this one gonna be so hard for us. No, it can't. This is just me personally.
Yeah.
And I can speak from the time I was in this man's military. When they talk about war, right? When they training you and you talking about war, you never hear them tell you, you are never trained to talk about how tough the other military is, and they can do this to you, and they gonna do that to you, and it's gonna be so hard for us to do anything. You can't ever let that thought creep in your mind.
Yes, sir.
Because if you do, you're done.
I mean that's the truth though. In a sense, you don't. You got when you play in the FBS team, Group of Five, Power Five doesn't matter. You got to get it out of your head like it's an FBS team. You know what I'm saying? You got to get it out of your head it's an FBS team. So we got to come to the realization, like to me, you got to come to realization like you can actually play against these dudes.
Yo, but
Like
one thing we're not saying is, didn't the coach come from FCS last year?
GJ Kenny came from Incarnate Word. Yes,
And
he did.
he took all them
You-
players from there on that team, right?
he only took 9 players from the team.
And they mostly played, right? Because I remember Blue was saying the white receiver was all FCS conference or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Two of his couple of his offensive linemen was all conference last season in the Southland Conference. Uh, they got a couple of transfers. They came from other FBS programs. They got a lot of JUCO players that came in. But to me, it's it's just like Bakari just said. It's the mindset that we actually have. Like I think I bet you about I bet you when they got down to San Marcos, they feel like in a sense they could beat these dudes. Um, they feel like they could beat these guys. Then when you actually kick the ball off and you see how they came out and 2 plays into the game they punched you in the mouth, how are you going to react to it?
You punch
I
back.
said you punch back. That's why I said this game tonight is a tale of 2 styles. It's just like boxing. It was just like boxing. You know what I'm saying? You get punched, punch their ass back. It's just like when because it's like when your mama tell you, you know what I'm saying, somebody hit you, you knock their ass out. Or my mom used to tell me, hey, somebody hit you, you find a brick and try to put their ass to sleep.
Hey,
But that's
and I can't say, I'm sorry, Doc. I thought you was done. My bad.
now go ahead.
Now, I will say this. I do believe this road schedule to start the season is a horrible schedule.
It was brutal.
And and I do believe there were fatigue, constantly traveling, living out of the suitcase. It was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of factors. Uh, I don't know why that. I'm saying the defense looked intimidated to me. If they wouldn't intimidated, I don't know, man. We didn't get a stop. We didn't get a stop.
Yeah, we ain't get to stop in this game because they didn't even punt the ball not one time.
We didn't get a stop. But Doc, thanks for letting me speak, man. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen. Go back down in the chat. Peace, one love, bro.
Anytime, man. Hey, make sure you want to hit the donation. We hit the donation, hit the cash app. Yes, like I've been saying for the last couple of days, I am without a job for right now until probably next week. But still got to pay the bills for the channel and everything. And you want to see me at these different places? Hey, hit the cash app. Hit the cash app. But but I'm probably gonna shut this stream down because it's like 12:15 here. And I'm still looking at this game right here, Colorado and Colorado State. Oh my God. Colorado State just scored again. This game is 28-17. It's 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Somebody's about to get their first loss. But like I said, I appreciate everybody for jumping on. I wasn't gonna be on here too long. Usually we on here at around about nine at night on Saturday nights, but decide like, hey, it's they with the game starting late because we was baking down here with the weather. We was down here baking with the weather, with the heat. I just think that the game starting at 7:30. It was a good thing, but I like I said, there's some good things that I've seen in the game. There's bad things that I've seen in this game, and there's some things that we can actually improve for the next game. We always gonna say it's going to be special teams got to improve. Special game teams got to improve all around. Tackling, we got to be better on tackling. We also have to be better getting pressure on the offense. We got to. I've seen a lot of things from the offense side of the ball. We need to come in, kind of switch it up, bring in a couple of packages for Zai, utilize Seven McGee more in the run game. I'm just saying. Utilize Seven in the running game. Get them out in the passing game. Pretty much, basically, we just got to do. We just got to get back to doing Jackson State stuff, Jackson State shit. And like I said, we started the season on the road, 4 straight games on the road. We ended our road game 2-2. A lot of people had us dead to rights, saying that we were going to be 1-3 or 0-4 our first 4 games. Now we are 2-2. We start up the actual conference schedule with Bethune-Cookman on next Saturday. That is the W.C. Gordon Classic. Wear your red in the game for the game right there. I said just like this. I think we finish out the season. We go on the 7-game win streak. Finish out the season 9-2. If somebody wants to defeat FAMU for us, go right ahead and do it. But we might have a probability of going to the playoff. We don't know. We don't know how this goes. I will say this though. Shout out to Tennessee State. Shout out to Eddie George of Tennessee State with a last-second victory over Gardner Webb, 27-25. Kicked a 52-yard field goal with 9 seconds left in the game. Kudos. Shout out to the bro, Eddie George and the Tennessee State Tigers. I still say y'all miss us at the Southern Heritage Classic. Y'all need us back there, don't you? Y'all need us back there. But 4 games, 4 states, 2-2, a 2-2 start. Hey, that ain't bad right there. That's not bad at all. We could have went 3-1. I mean, we should have beat FAMU. I mean, I don't see nothing. I don't see anything flashy about FAMU. And I'm gonna say this: FAMU, you struggled with West Florida. Y'all had the halftime score was 3-3. You struggled with West Florida. You better be glad you scored 28 straight points in the second half, because if you didn't do it, I would have dogged your ass out on here. So I'm gonna say it just like that. I'm gonna say it just like that. All y'all talk about where we beat West Florida. You should have blown their ass out if you said y'all that good. That's what you say. You say you that good. You should have blown their ass out. Should have blown them out. Should have blown them out. EA, I'm gonna tell you, you should have blown their ass out. Y'all was struggling. Y'all was 3-3 at halftime. You scored 28 straight points. You 28-7 run. Look, you should have blown their ass out. Should have blown them out. You struggle against a D2 team. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Point blank. And what did they have beaten y'all? That was a struggle win, Mr. Campbell. Y'all was tied 3 apiece at halftime. Y'all struggled to get those 28 points in the second half. Don't argue with me about that. Y'all struggled, Mr. Campbell, but y'all did come out with the victory. All right. I want y'all to lose. I can't stand y'all slithering, whatever you want to call it. Looking like, I don't know what y'all look like. But anyway, man, I appreciate everybody for coming on tonight. I appreciate my guest, Brother Bakari, and One Main TV, man. I appreciate everybody for staying up late tonight and rocking with us tonight. Make sure that you tell people about this stream, tell people about this channel, because without telling the people about the channel, we cannot get this channel to grow. Make sure you share this with folks that love our HBCUs, that love our institutions, that love our culture. For the guy RJ Young, if you ever in your damn life put up some bull jive like that, you will be sent to the Twitter gulag. Make sure that we safeguard and gatekeep our traditions, our the love for our institutions. Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just be honest with you. People have been going at our HBCUs this past week, and I think they ain't gonna stop now. Man, make sure that you let them folks know, put them in a place, send them to the gulag, send their ass to the upper room. I don't care how you do it, just do it. But I appreciate everybody for rocking with me on this show. I'm Doc Holliday. I'm the voice of HBCU culture. This has been HBCU Saturday Night in conjunction with HBCU Overdrive. This show has been sponsored by We Work for Everything.org. Go ahead, get your merch on there, and tell people I sent you over there. Go to www.weworkforeverything.org. Now it's time for me to order some more merch for that right there. And I'm gonna let everybody know it is time to go. I bid you adieu. But as always, be blessed, stay safe, and stay dangerous. And if you're still hot where you at right now, stay hydrated. We out this thing. Hopefully, I'll come back on here on Monday at 7 o'clock. Should be starting a new job then. But until then, peace.